Kristen, and we are here with the live facilitation of Clear the Crap. And this is the first one of these that I have done out on as a Facebook Live. And so as you're joining in, if you have questions, I have my beautiful friend Katie here, and she's going to be looking for any updates that are out there and letting us know so that we can handle whatever kind of crap that you'd like to deal with specifically. So I thought, just to kind of get started, that I would let you know just a little bit about me. For those of you who don't really know anything about me, I'm an author, a speaker, a coach. I wrote the best-selling book, You're Already Sexy, Get Your Sassy Back, and it's out on Amazon right now. And I just have a burning passion. I just have a burning desire about people seeing and being who they really are, not those stories that we were fed, those stories that we thought were true, or anything like that. And if there's a story that's running through your head that that you're fat, that you're lazy, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve to have the right boyfriend, that whatever it is. If there's a story about I deserve only to make $200,000 a year and there's no way I can break into $300,000 mark, there's no way that I could quit my job no matter how much I want to. There's no way I could quit my job and start with something different. Because all of those are just stories. All of those are just stories. And you want to know something about those stories? Those stories, they're not yours. I want you to think about that for a second as we hear the chiming of the grandfather clock in the other room. Those stories are not yours. Those stories were fed to you over the course of years when you were a small child by parents, mentors, friends, siblings, aunts, uncles, grandparents, anybody who had any sort of influence in your life. And even those stories continue through today. And see, lots of times those people didn't mean to harm us. They didn't mean to harm you, none of that kind of stuff. They actually had good intentions. You know what they say about good intentions, right? That the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So anyway, all of those stories, all those negative emotions, those thoughts in our head that say we can't, we don't deserve, I'm not good enough, oh, the life that I have led, the things that have happened to me, all of that kind of stuff, it's not yours. And because it's not yours, it's easier than you think and simpler than you think to let the story go. And see, here's the trick, is letting the story go. That's what it is. And so I have some questions for you. I want to talk about heavy and light. I want to talk about truth and lies. I want to talk about learning and unlearning. So if you have any questions, any stuff that you would like me to specifically address, unfortunately, this all happened so fast. I wanted to get it started because that's what I do, that I didn't have time to set it up on Zoom so that we could have a live interaction. However, no worries. We're going to be doing these for about 5 weeks because I'm running a 40-day challenge right now. And the 40-day challenge is all about changing one thing in your life. Doing one thing to make your life better. Just one thing. And if you had one thing to just make your life better, what would it be? And see, the reason that this is so important to me, if you could just change one thing about your life, is many years ago I was going to college for the second time. I decided to not finish the first time I was in college. I moved to the state of Hawaii, and I had many more better things to do at the age of 19 than going to college when I lived in Paradise. Magnum PI was playing at the time, and it was just a grand time, and I was living in the Hawaiian Islands. And anyway, so the second time I went to school, I took the psychology class that I had taken before the first time I was in school. However, the credit didn't transfer over. And I was really angry that that credit hadn't transferred, those 3 credits hadn't transferred over, because, when you're going to school the second time, every credit counts. And just like it does in the first time, only more so. And have you ever had those things that you didn't want to have happen that were actually blessings? And this was a blessing because that college professor, the very first thing that he did is he took the syllabus and he chucked it in the garbage because it meant nothing. The road was different. We weren't even using the book. We weren't even using the book. He had a whole new curriculum that he wanted us to do, and it was very hands-on, it was very action-oriented, and it was all about hitting a lot of our comfort zones and meeting all kinds of people from different walks of life. And on the very first day, after he chucked the syllabus in the garbage, he said, today starts a semester-long project. And this semester-long project is you're going to do one thing to change your life. And at that time, I was suffering from a disease called bulimia. And I decided in that moment, I didn't know how, I was going to stop throwing up. And see, this is the power of changing just one thing about your life. Change just one thing about your life. And because when you change one thing, it changes everything. If you change something about your body, all of a sudden your professional life is better, your relationships are better, when you feel better about yourself. And when you change something about your professional life, if you get that master's degree that you've been wanting to go for, or you get that professional job, or you get that promotion, or you get a different job, or you get a job doing something you really love. I can't tell you how many of my friends from corporate America quit their well-paying corporate jobs to work at places like garden centers and Home Depots because they'd already made enough money, and they realized it was already no longer about the almighty dollar. It was about making a fairly good living and really enjoying what they were doing. Changing one thing about their life. If you change one thing about your life when you're happy, your body changes. You change one thing to change your body, and your health changes. You change one thing about your health, and your relationships change. It's great how that works. And so that's why I'm facilitating these twice a week. They're going to be on Wednesdays and Sundays. And I don't think Sunday will be on Zoom yet either, where we'll really be able to be interactive. So Katie's going to let me know when there's questions out there, and we're going to address them. And are you ready to have some fun? Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to giggle? Are you ready to dance around and move around? Because even though I'm sitting right now, I'm not going to be doing that the whole time. And so you're going to be seeing this camera moving around a little bit. You're going to be seeing all kinds of stuff like this happen. Because right now, just have a little fun and just jiggle your body. You can do this if you're sitting down and everything else. Just start jiggling your body. Just get everything ready to lock and load. Get everything ready to go. Everything ready to go. Just jiggle your body. Just jiggle your body and have some fun. And then I want you to do the almighty yeses. Okay, you ready? Yes! Ooh, yes! Ooh, yes! Get some energy moving in your body. Get some energy and excitement moving in your body. Because this is your life. This is your life. And what is not to get excited about your life? Because isn't it the very best life ever? I mean, you could say that my life is the very best life ever, and my life is the very best ever for me. And your life is the very best ever for you. And Katie's is the very best ever for her. Because this is what it is that it's your life. And I talk about this, is that you get to be the star. You get to be the starlet, you get to be the handsome guy, you get to be the beautiful woman, you get to be the director, you get to be the producer. You get to do all of these things in your magnificent life. And so I talked about in the very beginning that we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about light and heavy, and we're going to talk about learning and unlearning, and we're going to talk about truth, and we're going to talk about lies. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, you know what, the truth is, Lisa, the truth is I'm not a very good person. The truth is I'm fat. The truth is I'm not very smart. The truth is baloney. Because if the truth is heavy, if the truth hurts, if it feels clunky in your body, if it feels heavy and you try to bring lightness to a dark situation, and hey, I spent 2 decades doing that. I spent 2 decades bringing light to the darkness instead of just letting go of the darkness and turning on the light switch. The light switch that is the beautiful you. Because when something feels heavy, it's a lie. It's not true. It's something that you learned from somebody else. Somebody, chances are, had the best of intentions for you, for your health, for your happiness, to make you be a functioning member of society, to make sure that you would be successful and all that kind of stuff. And they put all this stuff upon you that's just crap. It's just crap. Now sometimes there were messages that you thought that you heard, And you interpreted, a good friend of mine said to me one time that when he was talking to his kids are really small, that he was talking to them and he was saying something really nice and wonderful and positive to them, that he could tell by their faces that they were hearing something different. And he was trying to correct that. And I wonder in our own lives, you know, how much truth there is to that, that they were trying to tell us one thing and we were hearing something else. So anything that feels heavy, anything that feels heavy is a lie. And what I mean by a lie is the thought did not originate with you. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It never belonged to you. And it's not the truth of who you are. It's not the truth of who you are. So we are here today to clear the crap. And we're going to be doing that in a couple of ways. We're going to be moving our bodies. We're going to be using some clearing statements through Access Consciousness. I will post a link later on where you can go out to the website for the clearing statement in Access Consciousness and actually see what the clearing statement is all about. And so very simply, we make a statement and then I'll say right, wrong, good, bad, pop, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And there will be an explanation about what all of that means. And really what that does is that clears at a cellular level something going on inside of you, that lie that doesn't belong to you. When you say yes, will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So I'll read a little bit about what Access Consciousness is so that I can clearly explain that to you. I will go through some statements just to get everything going and just get everything started. And whether you're shy I see that there's quite a few of you online right now, you might be just a little bit shy to speak up and say, hey, I want to work on this. Don't worry. That clearing statements that I throw out there, clearings that we do, any negativity that's released, chances are you have a similar connection to it. You have something along the same lines, and what's clearing for one person is clearing for 400,000 people all at the same time. So whether you speak up or not, whether you list your question or not, right now, don't worry, you're going to have plenty of opportunity. Like I said, we're going to be doing this about 10 times, and next week we'll have it available so that you can see it. You can be out there on Zoom where you can actually interact with me. So this time, you're just going to hear the crazy redhead just shouting and talking and exclaiming and all of that, because who are you not to be the magnificent, fabulous person that you truly be? Who are you not to be that? Who are you not to be that? And just sit with that. Because what might that be like? Remember I talked about learning and unlearning? What would it might be like? Excuse me, let me put that grammatically correct this time. What would it be like if instead of apologizing yourself, defending your actions, stating your truth, not feeling very good, thinking everybody's talking about you, feeling bad about your childhood, the list goes on and on and on and on. And whether you're impacted by all of this or not, chances are somewhere in your story some of this is true. You wouldn't be watching this today. And this was certainly true about my own story. Because I shared with you in the very beginning that I suffered from a very serious disease called bulimia. And let me tell you that forcing yourself to throw up any issues that are related with food and the human body, there is no greater form of self-hate than that. And I did that for 9 years. And I gave up on my body, and I hated my body, and I tortured myself, and my body never gave up on me. Never. It gained a lot of weight. I mean, I'm down 95 pounds from where I was at my absolute heaviest. It's crazy. My body never gave up on me. And you've never given up on you. No matter how many times you think that you have, all of this time, and you're going to see me smile a lot. And I do smile a lot because life is good. And we use this kind of energy to affect change in our lives. I mean, really, how does it get any better than that? So that is an Access Consciousness question. I'm going to throw a lot of them out there. I did a Facebook Live last week sometime where I listed a whole bunch of Access Consciousness questions, and I forgot to post those questions, so I will take care of that tonight. I will rectify that tonight, and I will get them out there, and I will get the clearing statement out there. So first of all, I want to just read a little bit about Access Consciousness, and I'm just going to read it from here to make sure that I don't skip out on anything. So you can reference back to this part of the video. And oh, by the way, replay, the Facebook Live, so it's always going to be out there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the recording and we're going to put it into some clearing statements that make a lot of sense, and we'll have those available for you to download. So Access is a set of tools and processes that are designed to facilitate more consciousness for everyone. Consciousness includes everything without judgment. And I really want to talk about this without judgment, because the learning, the unlearning, the heavy and the light, the truth and the lie, it's all because of judgment. Judgments, conclusions, things about the right way of doing something. Has anybody else ever been told the right way to do something? Well, let me tell you, there's all kinds of roads that lead to all kinds of places. Because let me tell you, I have cut quite a swagger around this planet, and I'm still here. I'm still here. So without judgment, and it's the willingness. See, without judgment and the willingness, because you can let go of anything in an instant if you're willing to release it. Just willing. Just willing. And no matter how many times you want to pick it back up, you hear the clearing statement again and again at a deeper level. You say yes to yourself. You say yes to yourself. Yes to the truth that is you. Yes to you. Yes to the dreams that you have. Because you know what? If they weren't possible, if it wasn't there for you to be able to reach and to grab, it wouldn't even be a thought in your head. It just wouldn't. And so I want you to keep asking yourself, how does it get any better than this? And that's a question that you just throw out there to the universe, that you don't necessarily have to answer consciously. You don't have to come up with the answer for it. You can let the question just kind of ripple out there, kind of like when have you ever taken a stone, a rock, and thrown it across the pond to skip the rock, and how many times could you skip it? I myself never got more than 3. That was the best that I ever did. My kids got to 5 one time, and I've seen people skip as many as 10. They just have the knack. And so whether your rocks skip 3 or 5 or 10, all the ripples that were created from the pond going across continue to ripple. It's the same as the butterfly effect, where they say that a butterfly floating its wings on one side of the earth can create a typhoon or a hurricane on the other side of the planet. Because that's how powerful you are. And when you put that stuff out there, it continues to ripple. So when you do something that says yes to you, that continues to ripple. So when you keep asking yourself, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And do you see the way that I'm asking this question? I'm excited. I got a smile on my face. I'm engaged. I'm alive. How does it get any better than this? Because we're talking about you. We're talking about your life. We're talking about you, the magnificent, brilliant creator that you are, that you truly be. And the success is there. Are you willing? Are you willing to take some steps towards it? Are you willing to move your body a little bit? Are you willing to dance? Are you willing to ask yourself and say out there, how does it get any better than this? Are you willing to say 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night, all of life comes to me with ease and joy and glory? Are you willing to start looking for things that feel lighter? When you're talking about your body, are you willing to look for things that feel lighter, like, I'm in the process of really loving my body. I'm in the process of really experiencing how well my body moves. I am really feeling and loving how good it feels to be in this skin. I'm just getting started here. We're just getting started. If you've just joined us, we are talking about clearing the crap. And so far, the questions have not really been coming. It's okay if you're shy today. I've got enough prepared. We're going to be here till 9 o'clock, and we're going to be here every Wednesday and Sunday for 40 days. We're going to be here every Wednesday and Sunday. We'll be doing this for 5 weeks. And week 1 starts today, even though the 40-day challenge started before. So this is all about doing one thing to change your life. Just do one thing to change your life, because when you change one thing, you change everything. And whether that's letting go of something or that's embracing your greatness, whatever it is, if it's letting go of something that's harmful, that's negative, that's toxic, that's not true, that's a lie, that someone else fed to you, or to go, yes, just like we did in the beginning, yes! One thing to change your life. One thing changing your life is everything. So I have many tools that are at my disposal, and today we're going to play with some Access Consciousness tools, some clearing statements. We'll also probably play with some tapping. I don't know that we'll do it today, but over the course of the 40 days, I have a lot of hypnosis scripts because I'm also a hypnotist. And when I combine all of these tools together, the changes that happen in my clients' lives are sometimes just instantaneous. They happen so fast, they happen so quickly, it's like, whoa. And it's like, whoa. And all of a sudden, because that story of bulimia that I talked about in the very beginning, how I was taking a college class and the professor said, do one thing to change your life, and I decided to stop throwing up. And I'd been throwing up for 9 years. 9 years I had been doing that. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know how anything was going to happen. I just knew that I wanted it so badly. And when the day came, when it was the right time, the right place, the right everything, it was gone like that.
Hey Lisa, we have a question.
Awesome.
Right? Somebody wants to know, what's the best way to clear grief?
What's the best way to clear grief? Can I ask another question on that? How long has the grieving process been going on?
Sure.
And because I'm going to talk about this because grief is a very natural process that a person must go through. And there are 6 stages of grief, not that I could list them all at this point in time. However, when the grief continues, and it continues for a very long time, long after, if a year later it still feels just as painful, there's another way of addressing it. And in the moment, we can help with the grief process. Did they say how long?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. So, in a grieving process is that this is perfectly normal. And whether it's because a person or an animal has actually left the physical plane, no longer on the physical plane, that is such a loss that we feel inside, that even depending upon what your belief systems are, they moved on to a better place, they're someone else, they're free, they're released, they're whatever your thought process are there. What really happens is we miss their physical presence, and it's really important to acknowledge that I know that you're in a better place or a different place. I know you're still here, and I just miss the physicalness of you. I miss your scent, I miss your smell, I miss our conversations, I miss your laugh, things like that. And I'm in the process of learning to let go. It's really important to honor that grieving space, which is why we have ceremonies. And these ceremonies don't have to be sad. These ceremonies are celebrations. I remember when a dog of mine died many years ago, and it happened so fast. It was so unexpected. I was devastated. And a friend of mine said, well, did you think about having a wake for the dog? And I was like, well, no, I hadn't thought of that at all. And all of my friends, they all came together. They all had stories about her. They listened to my stories. And there was so much release that happened in that time. That celebration of life, and honoring the fact that, you know what, I really miss you.
Hey Lisa, she says 2 years in March.
2 years in March.
Mm-hmm.
That must be pretty tough. That must be really tough. So what is one thing that you would like to do to bring more joy and happiness into your life? Because that one person, what would they want you to be doing? Now, I know a lot of people ask that question. And I'm not asking this from a judgment point of view, from a blame, a shame, or anything. And I'm not asking for this, that, hey, move on already, it's been 2 years. I'm not asking it that way at all. I'm looking inside of your beautiful heart, your beautiful space. And let's just do a couple of clearings on that. So what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about the emotion of grief that keeps it so real and so immobilizing for you? And everything that is, times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all now, please? Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Take a deep breath. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about hanging on to the grief, making it as real as it was when the death first occurred? And everything that is, times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And so let that yes happen. Let that internal yes happen. Nod your head. Actually say yes out loud. Destroy and uncreate it now, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. These words are the magic that hit you at a cellular level. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about sustaining and hanging on to the grief and holding on to it and suffering and grieving so deeply to prove what a wonderful person you are? And everything that is, times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And really breathe into that. And as you're breathing into that, and when you nod, it is your willingness. When you say yes, it is your willingness to let it go. Now, if you have to use that same exact statement for the next 40 days, 40 times every single day, you will notice a difference. Each and every single time, when I say it again right now, you will notice a difference. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about grieving so deeply, grieving so forcefully to prove what a good person you are, to prove how much you really love them? Will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds.
Hey Lisa, there are some people that are trying to catch up. So can you just do like a little bit of recap of where we're at right now?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. So if you've just joined us, my name is Lisa Grunton, and we are here for doing an experiment, and more than just an experiment, a facilitation. We are doing clearings to help your life. I'm facilitating these, all the questions that are out there, because you know what? You are freaking fabulous. You're gorgeous, you're talented, you're thin, you're skinny, you're smart. You can do anything you've ever dreamed of, anything you've ever thought of, anything you've ever heard of that you thought was amazing. And there's a story, chances are, unless you are somehow different than the other 99.999% of the people on the planet, there's some kind of story about that says why you're not good enough. Why there's a lack of, why there's so much judgment, why you don't deserve, why other people do, why you have to stay fat. When you change for the next 40 days, we're talking about a challenge that changes one thing in your life. One thing in your life, because when you change one thing about yourself physically, in your body, you change how you feel about yourself, how light you are. You change that success in business. You change one thing about your business life, you get that promotion, you get a new job, or you start your own business, or whatever it is. You change everything about your body. I remember the day that my friends in corporate America, there were several of us that walked away from our jobs. And even though we walked to a job that didn't pay exactly the same amount of money that our corporate job paid, you know what? The reduction in stress, the happiness in our own lives, the better that our relationships became because of that one change. We didn't even notice the difference in the money. We didn't even notice the difference in the money because it didn't make a difference. And our whole lives were different. And that's what this 40-day challenge is all about. And so one of the tools that I'm using is a clearing statement from Access Consciousness that says, will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Any judgments we ever had about the goodness, the rightness of it, any judgments we ever had about the badness of it, the wrongness of it, anything that we ever had about the point of destruction, the point that we destroy part of ourselves, the point of creation where we allowed that negative vibe, that powerless, inferior thought to take hold. And we're here breaking all that. We are here breaking all that. We're going to do it on Wednesdays and Sundays. And for the first two, because this happened so quickly, I didn't have time to get everything set up. Next week, Wednesday, it will be on Zoom, so you guys will be able to interact. And so, in the meantime, Katie has very graciously helped to read the questions because I can't quite read what's written on the screen. So, did that catch everybody up? We have a couple more questions. Oh,
but,
awesome.
First, with the first one, there are a lot of people that just joined. With one of them, she, in response to the grief question, she said she would want me to get on with it.
Uh-huh.
And or also, people are asking for you to say the clearing statement slower,
Okay.
just so that they can get it.
Because
And then-
Lacey talks way too fast. She does.
And then after that, there's more questions. So
Awesome. Okay, so I will speak more slowly. And also for all of you, what we're going to do is, because this is on this Facebook Live, it's going to be out there on the Make a Difference page. And then, because Katie's like the most amazing person on the planet, she just is, she is going to do the magic that she does, and she's going to create an audio download of it that you will have available. So the clearing statement is, and you don't have to say it with me. You can if you want. You don't have to. It's, will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nines, shorts, and beyonds. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod and poc, all nine, shorts, boys. I skip boys and beyonds. When I don't say it in my usual way, sometimes I forget a piece. So what this does is it clears out the junk at a cellular level, because anything negative that you feel about your body does not belong to you. It's not true. It's not true. And either belongs to someone else or something else. And we'll get into that a little bit further. And so for the first question on grief, she would want me to get on with it. So what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about staying stuck, about not getting on with it, about being so locked into that moment when your whole life ended? And everything that is, times a godzillion. And this is where you nod yes, if you're willing. And those of you, even though this is not your question, when you go with this, when you agree, you're releasing something that has some sort of connection to that. And this is the magic, because we don't know what connections are created. We don't know. It works, because it happens on a cellular level and we're all connected. So what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about not moving forward, not getting over it, staying stuck and rigid in that point of grief when your life was destroyed? And everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it now, please? Thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And then I just go, whew. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never moving forward, about missing that person so completely, so deeply that you feel guilt about living when they no longer are? And everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Thank you. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. We're going to be posting where that clearing statement is out on the World Wide Web, so that you can get a greater understanding of it. Wow, my goodness, thank you for all the hearts and the likes. Holy smokes, I am truly blessed. So get back to me on the grief one. Katie, could you give me one of the next questions, please?
yeah, next question is from Beverly, and she says that she needs help with anxiety and depression.
Oh my goodness, these are my favorite ones. You know why they're my favorite ones? Because guess who used to suffer from a lot of anxiety and depression? Holy smokes. So I love this. And so what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about not embracing your life, about not loving who you are, about not being joyful in your beautiful body, and everything that is times a godzillion? Will you destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And so if I didn't go over this again the second time, all these statements are not made with judgments. They are not made with conclusions. They are just out there, so that it breaks the pattern that you're locked in, so that you're free and you can be lifted from it. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real that being depressed, being sad, being mobilized was the best that you could ever hope for in your life? And everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy and uncreate it all now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And so there may be some contributing factors. that contributed to your anxiety. Maybe somebody said something to you once upon a time about your looks or about how smart you were. And so what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about the opinions of others being so much more powerful than the opinion that you have of yourself? And everything that is, times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes. Thank you. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 sorts, boys and beyonds, and breathe. And when you listen to these statements again, you listen to this recording every day for like the next 40 days, you are going to be amazed at how much lighter you feel. Because we talk about lightness, we talk about heaviness. And anything that feels light, any thought that feels light, every time your body feels light, every time your heart feels light, you're in truth. And everything that feels heavy, like depression feels pretty heavy. Anxiety feels pretty heavy. Whenever you're in that, you're in a lie. You're in a story that somebody else fed you. It's not yours. It doesn't belong to you. So we're going to do another little piece that goes with that. And what I want you to answer, does this belong to someone else or something else? And Katie will get back to me on both of those. Answer this question. Does it belong to someone else or does it belong to something else? In the meantime, do we have another question?
In the meantime, we have somebody that needs help with fear.
Ooh, what kind of, is it just say help with fear?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need a little bit more specifics. Can help me a little bit more. Like, are you just sitting in your room afraid to go outside? Are you shut in? Are you afraid to be in great big groups of people? What kind of fear are you dealing with? And I want you to breathe as you answer this, because there's no judgment, there's no conclusion, there's only love here. And there's only love through this process. There is only love here. And so what have you made so vital, valuable, and real that fear is the only way that you can live your life? And anything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 sorts, boys and beyonds. The more specific that we can get, either explaining parts of it, and we don't have to explain it all, but just getting in touch with the intenseness of that. The clearer, the better that the clearing statement is. It's not necessary that you know where the fear came from. It's not necessary that you know any of the specifics. You don't have to go through and dig through all the muck and the myrrh and excavate all the excrement that ever happened in your life. We can just clear it. Did somebody get back to us on does it belong to someone else or something else yet?
Let me double check here. I don't think so.
Okay, so anyway, so just off the top of your head.
Sorry, I got something from Beverly. And she said both her anxiety and depression started from not being good enough for parents.
Awesome. Yes, and I'm a parent too. You know what? This is the way it goes. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm saying, you know. So it came from someone else. And so this is the magic of the statement I'm going to give you, and I'm going to say it very slowly. And you're going to return to sender with consciousness attached. It's very important that it's not just return to sender. It's very important that it's return to sender with consciousness attached. Because that way you're not just flicking the crap back on them and they're going, ugh. You're flicking the crap back to them and they can decide whether or not to take it. They don't have to take it. Return to center with consciousness attached. And so I want you to say this. Return to center with consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. And use that with your hands too, because it's an actual physical representation of letting go. Return to center with consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. You can even have fun with it. If you were an Elvis Presley song, you can go, return to center. Consciousness attached. Do you see how I make fun of this? Do you see how I have fun with this? How I make fun with this? How I make it light? Did you ever imagine that you might be jumping up and down and you might be going, return to sender, consciousness attached, return to sender? So when we're talking about that anxiety and that fear, when we're talking about that anxiety and that depression, then what have I made so vital, valuable, and real about what my parents told me who I was that's more important than the truth that I know of who I really am? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 sorts, boys and beyonds. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Yes, absolutely. So everybody who's on the call now, always be doing the acknowledgement, internally, externally, whatever it is, because you have no idea what someone else's clearing statement is going to clear for you in your own life. It's amazing how this works. It's amazing how this works. And it takes it out at a cellular level. Remember what I said? That bulimia was gone in one quick session. Something that held my life hostage for 9 years was gone in an instant. And never in my mind could I have ever imagined that that was true. And do you want to know what really happened? Is I gave myself the permission for it to be gone. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful you are. And so, if you're afraid, and I'm not saying that, okay, go out to the center of the town square right now and be standing in your power. I'm saying baby steps. I'm saying be gentle with yourself. I'm saying be loving with yourself. And for God's sake, please don't judge yourself anymore. The story that you have, the story about why you're not good enough, why you have fear, why you have anxiety, why you can't let go of grief, why you were depressed, why you were fearful, what your parents did to you. Will you let it go? Thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. I see the screen moving quite a bit.
Yes, so the next, we have the answer to the fear question, and it's fear of commitment. So
okay.
Once you're done with this one, fear of commitment is
Okay, great. Awesome. And so fear of commitment. Commitment starts with yourself. Did you know that? Did you know that it's keeping your word to yourself? And what have you made so vital, valuable, and real that you weren't important enough to keep your word to yourself? And everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never being able to speak your truth, to hold your truth, to say what it is, and mean what you say to yourself? What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about judgments and conclusions about what commitment really is, and everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow, that really feels pretty heavy. Does anybody else feel the heaviness of that? It really feels pretty heavy. So what have you made so vital, valuable, and real that it has to be, that commitments have to be so heavy, and it has to suck the life out of you? And everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about commitments have to be lock solid, golden, and you really have to give your life away? And everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And what have you made so vital, valuable, and real about not being able to keep your word to yourself? Because that's how magical and important you are. And everything that is times Godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So please get back to me on some of the clearing statements that we've done, and let me know what you've noticed, what you've experienced. Please share it with us. The good, bad, right, wrong, pod and poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. No judgments, no conclusions. What comes up for you?
We've got another question.
Awesome.
So this person isn't sure what to clear, but she knows that she has a lot that she needs to clear. Do you have any tips on figuring out what needs clearing?
Absolutely I do. Don't figure it out. Don't delve into it. Don't give it any more attention. Don't give it any more of your attention than you already have. So I'm going to cheat and use a couple of clear statements that I've written down ahead of time. And what stupidity are you using to create the upset that you are choosing? And everything that is times a Godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What stupidity are you choosing to claim onto the wrongness that you are using instead of the life of love and freedom and success you could be living and choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy it uncreated all now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So see, we have fun with words. We have fun with language because we're talking to your subconscious mind here. We're talking at your cellular level. We're talking about what you believe is truth. It's really the falseness that is truth. So you don't know what to clear. Yay. What have I made so vital, valuable, and real about second guessing myself, about putting myself last, about not accepting the brilliance of who I truly be, and everything that is times a godzillion. We destroy and uncreated all now, please. Yes, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Whew. And just let it go. And now I want to do a few of these. I want to do a return to center with a consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. Return to center with consciousness attached. And remember, there's only 2 things that this belongs to. And don't second guess yourself. Whichever one you guess to be right is right. And if you do to someone else first and then you do something else second, that's fine too. Nothing is ever wrong. We're going to stop right now making ourselves wrong. And I know those are famous last words because that's really a work in progress. It's really a work in process. And you're going to find after a couple of days, after just a couple of clearings, and after 40 days, holy smokes. So it's 40 days because 40 days is like a significant number. Lots of things happen in 40 days. It takes 21 days to establish a new habit. It takes 30 days to lock the habit in a little bit further. By the time 40 days has come around, that habit is the go-to pattern. At 66 days, it's locked in tight. And so another thing that happens is, does it belong to someone else or does it belong to something else? So it belongs to something else. I want you to hold your hands up like this, okay? Like you're receiving. You just have them out there and just kind of let the energy pool into your hands. And if you don't know what that feels like, okay, then I want you to take your hands together and I want you to rub them. And I want you to feel the friction that is going on between your hands. Okay, because you are an energetic being. Thoughts have energy, emotions have energies, the negative vibes have energy, the positive vibes have energy. That's why things feel light and that's why things feel heavy. So you're doing this and you're rubbing them very briskly and then kind of take your hands like this. Do you feel pulsing? And now let it sit there, and whatever that negative vibration is that you don't even have to identify, just allow it to pool in your hands. And simply asking it to pool in your hands allows it to pool in your hands. Thank you. And so this one is really fun. We're going to return the energy to the Mother Earth. And there may be some of you out there that go, oh, but we have to take care of the Earth. The Earth is a very powerful, beautiful, living, breathing planet. She's going to take that beautiful energy, that negative, toxic energy, and she's going to transmute it. She's going to neutralize it. She's going to return things to love because that's the natural state. And that's why it feels so freaking bad when we're sad or we're depressed or we're fearful, because we know our natural state is love. So you ready with this one? So when it belongs to something else, I ask the question, does it belong to someone else or something else? And it isn't and you don't have to say it belongs to this particular person. You say someone else or something else. Remember, as little attention as you give that story, the better off everything is. And so we've got the energy pooled in our hands, and we go 1, 2, 3. And then we go 1, 2, 3. And we go 1, 2, 3, and shake it off, shake it off. Just like the Taylor Swift song, shake it off, shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off, and just let the energy go back to the earth. And remember, it's your intention. You don't have to second guess if you're doing this right, if you're doing it wrong. You're doing it. You can only do this right. You can only do this right. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Let go of what's right, what's wrong, and just do it. Just allow yourself to do it, because that's the powerful, brilliant being that you truly be. So has anybody gotten back to us on some of those questions with a part 2 or anything? I know it's tough because I see the stream is moving quite a bit. And yay, thank you so much for being out here. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, how much I appreciate you.
No questions, but just people saying thank you for going through it and that you're awesome.
Woo! Thank you very much. You are awesome and amazing too. So let's have some more fun. Are you ready to have some more fun? What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about not celebrating you? What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about staying stuck and locked into one thing? And that's the way that your life has to be. It always has been and always will be, and you've doomed forevermore. And everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it on now, please? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. That's a powerful one. Let's do that again. What have you, I'm going to read a couple of the ones that I have listed here. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about being and having emotions, feelings, and thoughts that keeps you from creating a world without problems and without stress and everything that is times a godzillion? We destroy and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And in case there's anybody out there that kind of doubts a little bit, that, well, I don't know, it's a lot of hoopla. Yeah, she's really excited. There's a lot of energy. It's awesome. But what does this really do? And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy it and uncreate it all now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Because you can restructure your DNA. You can vanquish something that has held you locked for decades, years, minutes, seconds, whatever it is. Any amount of attention to it is too long. Will you destroy and uncreate that now, please? Yes. Times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. These go into, this was discovered, Access Consciousness was brought into the world by Gary Douglas. And he's got a couple of really good quotes that I have out here that really explain it better than I can. And so I had it right here. And of course, I have so much stuff and I like to play with it and moving it around. But these were questions that he asked when he was a little bit stuck. What would I like my life to look like? What would I like my life to look like? And when you ask yourself these questions, these aren't questions that you're meant really to answer consciously. I mean, you're not searching for what the meaning of life is consciously. You're setting the question out there like the ripples in the pond, like the flapping of the butterfly's wings, that flapping on this side of the earth can cause a typhoon or a tornado or a hurricane or something like that on that side of the earth. Then when you throw when you throw a rock into the pond, all the ripples happen. The ripples continue long after you no longer see them. And so I want you to just really ask that question, what would I like my life to look like? What would I like my life to look like? And just throw that out there, have it internalized a little bit, and let the universe play with it. Let every cell in your body play with it. Let your subconscious mind play with it. Let your higher self play with it. And allow yourself to be open to the endless possibilities that come to you. Have you guys ever heard the joke about the guy that was in the hurricane, in the Great Flood, and he prayed to God and he asked for help? And a guy came by in a rowboat and said, hey, would you like some help? I can take you to safety. He goes, oh no, God's going to help me. And then the second guy comes, and by this time the guy's up on the roof because the water's risen so high, and the guy's in the helicopter. He's like, here, I'm here to rescue you. And the guy's like, no, thank you. God's going to help me. And then the guy drowns. And he goes up to heaven, and he goes to God. He's like, hey, I thought you were going to help me. And God's like, hey, I sent you a rowboat. I sent you a helicopter. What else do you want? You don't know how the answers are going to come to you. So a lot of people like to say that every question, every prayer is answered. You just might not like the answer. Allow yourself to be surprised by the answer, because something that I learned from my friend Peter John Hughes, whenever we put our big wants and dreams out there to the universe, he would say, and Lisa, this is what I want you to do. He would go, and universe, I know you can dream much bigger than me, so I stand here with arms open wide, ready to receive. It's real important, because just because things might not look the way you expect them to, the way you concluded that they should, doesn't mean that it wasn't answered in an awesome, powerful way. If only you look just a little degree to the right are a little degree to the left, just like in that movie Bambi. Remember what was the word about falling in love? Is you look at neither to the right nor to the you're looking to the neither to the right nor to the left, and all of a sudden Twitter-pated. That was the word. Twitter-pated. I haven't seen that movie in probably 4 decades, and I still remember what the word was. I wonder what my life would look. What do I want my life to look like? And even in a depressed state, whatever energetic level that you're at, ask the question from wherever you are. What would I like my life to look like? What would I like my life to look like? What would I like my life to look like? And just let the question go out there. And notice, as you're asking that question, how you feel maybe a little bit lighter. Maybe you feel like going out into the sun. Because if you're feeling sad and you're feeling depressed, please let the sun shine down upon your body. And I know we're entering into the winter months, and the sun shines a lot less in a lot of the United States. And so get yourself a happy light. I don't remember what the real name of this is. Get yourself a happy light. And I didn't know if these lights worked or not until one day this very, very, very intelligent woman whom I respected. She was just like the epitome. She was a doctor, and she was gorgeous and blonde and older, and she just knew everything. She just all kinds of information. And she said to me, you know, Lisa, I didn't believe in those lights either, until she goes, you know what? I decided to start putting on brushing my teeth and putting on my makeup with those lights on me. And she said, you can't believe the difference that it makes in my life. So let the sun shine upon your body. Your body needs sunshine. Just like the flowers need the sunshine and the rain, so do you. You need the sunshine, you need the water inside of your body. Go outside. I wonder, what would I like my life to look like? And just throw that question out there. I've got some other questions that I will put out there too, like what else is possible? How's it getting better than this? Would an infinite being truly choose this? What are the infinite possibilities? And these are questions to throw out to the ethers. I haven't checked in with you in a while. Is there anything that you would like to share, or should I just keep going?
There hasn't been any more questions.
Awesome. Cool. So remember, you guys can ask us many questions if you like. If you feel more comfortable with it, please PM them to me. For those of you who weren't on the call in the very beginning, we're going to be doing these for the next 5 weeks. And we're going to do them every Wednesday and every Sunday from 8 p.m. until 9 p.m. But you know what? If there are people on asking questions, that's Eastern Standard Time because I live on the East Coast. If there are people on asking questions even after the time has come, 9 o'clock has come, I'll still stay on. I'll stay on as long as there are people out here. This is the contribution. It's like, what kind of difference can we make when all of the people on this call, and then they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and more people are on the call, and we all get lighter, and we all do one thing to improve our lives over the next 40 days. What else is possible? What else is possible? What greater gift is there for you, for your friends, for your family, for everyone around you? Because the numbers change depending upon where the statistics come from. David Hawkins says that one person holding the vibration of love positively impacts the lives of 750,000 people. Gary Douglas says that one clearing statement, of which I don't know how many we've done today, 30, 40, 50, I'm not sure how many we've done, that for every single clearing statement made, that 400,000 people get relief. And so that's how powerful you guys are. Did you know that?
Oh, we do have another question. Is the clearing statement supposed to be said for 40 days? Is the question.
You know what? I would say the clearing statement as often as I could. Yes. And I wouldn't stop at 40 days. I would just keep going. It's just become a natural part of my life. However, to see the impact, you know how if you go to the gym one time and you do one bicep curl, which I haven't done bicep curl in a while, however, I'll get back to it. If you only do one and done, it's not it. Nothing happens. However, if you do one bicep curl every day for 40 days, you are a person who regularly exercises. And because you regularly exercise, you're going to do more than just one bicep curl. So now, if you do the clearing statement once a day, just once, you get some relief not a lot. If you do it for 40 days.
Sorry, could you say the clearing statement again?
Sure, absolutely. So everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it now, please. Yes, times a godzillion. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. We are going to put out here, there is a website that was specifically set up by Access Consciousness that explains in great detail what the clearing statement is and how to use it. And we will put it out there in just a little bit. I think it's called theclearingstatement.com.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. I think it's called theclearingstatement.com. And definitely we will get that out to you. So, to go back, so if you're doing the clearing statement, if you're using even the same line, what have I made so vital, valuable, and real about staying stuck, about not living the life that I really would love to be choosing, that I dream of choosing, and everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it now, please. Yes, good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Now you hear me making fun of things, because sometimes I'll say, let's just read a few more that I have down here. What stupidity are you using to defend for or against the joy you could be choosing? And everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it now, please. Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And the website, theclearingstatement.com, will go into great detail to tell you what each one of those statements mean in the clearing statement. Because the clearing statement used to be a lot longer. Most of the time now they just say pot and pock, pot and pock, pot and pock. And when I work with clients in hypnosis sessions, I just have them pot and pock because it's just easier for them to do. Just pot and pock, 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 pot and pock.
We got a question. Whenever you're
Awesome.
ready. Okay, so someone says that they are struggling with bipolar disorder, so how do you get past that?
Okay, so first off, any advice I give here and anything I do here does not, so that we're clear, does not take the place of any kind of medication or any kind of medical assistance that you are receiving. So, what stupidity? Here's how let's just get started, okay? And remember, there's no judgments. I poke. The Access Consciousness is all about poking about the rigidity of a belief. So asking, what stupidity am I choosing to go up and down and up and down and up and down and never, ever, ever experience life of peace and joy and ease and everything that is times a godzillion, we destroy and uncreate it now, please. Yes, times a godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So I want to clarify that statement that I just made, that this doesn't take the place of any medical kind of advice, because I don't want you to change anything that you're already doing until you get the, I can't say until, you're going to know for you. Does this work? Absolutely. Are you letting it go? Absolutely. So what stupidity are you choosing to... What stupidity are you using to continue choosing a life out of balance, a life out of whack with no sense of love, joy, peace, or ease, and everything that is times godzillion? We destroy and uncreate it now, please. Yes, good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about never experiencing peace, joy, and love in the body that you are using, and instead going backwards and forwards and tearing yourself inside out and everything that is times a godzillion? We destroy and uncreate it now, please. Yes, times godzillion, good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds.
She says that she's had a shift in her lower chakra, and thank you.
Oh, awesome. Now just imagine what's going to happen if you keep practicing that later on tonight, because the Facebook Live stays out there. And just make a note time-wise. You can see where you are time-wise in it, and just check your screen and see where it is time-wise and go back to that part in the play so that you can specifically listen to that clearing statement again. Otherwise, just going through it all the way through, you're going to get relief. So with that much relief after 3, 4 clearing statements, I can't remember, 2 minutes? 2 minutes? Imagine what might happen if you did this for 2 minutes for 40 days in a row. What might your life be like? I wonder, what do I want my life to look like? What do I want my life to look like? And what stupidity are you choosing to keep from using the brilliance that you really could be choosing if only You stop the stupidity and everything that is times Godzillion. We destroy and uncreate it now, please? Yes. Thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Maybe I don't remember to say thank you all the time, is I acknowledge it. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge you. I acknowledge your question. I acknowledge your experience. And I acknowledge what you have brought to the surface so that it can be gone. Without judgments, without conclusions, without making it wrong, any of that kind of stuff. You've had more than enough judgment in your life. You've had more than enough. You've had more than enough. What have you made so vital, valuable, and real about always needed to be judged and criticized and ridiculed and made fun of and everything that is times a godzillion? Will you destroy and uncreate it now, please? Yes, thank you. Good, bad, right, wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. And you can't quite see him, but there is a dog here. My dogs absolutely love any type of healing work, and so there's a lot of activity going on. You might hear some barking because they're like, wow, it feels so good in here now. So if you feel good, thank you for all the hearts and the likes and the happy faces I've seen go across the screen. What else? What else would you like? I know that we're past the 9 o'clock mark. If you want to stay on, I can stay on tonight till about 9:20, only because I've made a commitment at 9:30 tonight. So if you have something else that you would like, a question you'd like to ask about anything, whether it's about access consciousness, about hypnosis, about life in general, about how you can be happier, about how you can be happier, about how you can share your smile with the world, please share it with me. Yay! So just periodically do that. Just every once in a while, just go, yay! How's it get any better than that? My dogs just jump up and they go ballistic when I do that. Because every once in a while, there's just a, all right! And my husband goes, what? And I'm like, don't you feel really good right now?
Someone said namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste, namaste, namaste. So I hope to see you out here. I would love to see you out here on Sunday. I've got the next 4 days are completely packed, so I don't have time to test and set up everything so that it goes fairly well. So we're going to do this again on Facebook, and Katie is going to be long distance, but somehow we're going to be communicating. We will get the communication done so that we can do this and get your questions answered, get just sharing the love on the planet and the love of you guys, because you know what, just one thing that makes your life different. You know what, if I remember when somebody said to me a long time ago, a very long time ago, when I was still in the throes of bulimia. So I was in my 20s at the time, and that was several decades ago. And she said to me, you know, Lisa, if you could only see in you what I see in you, everything would be so different. And I didn't hear that for a long time. And so I say to you, even though I only know you in this way at this time, if only you will see in yourself what we see in you. Holy smokes, look out. Look out. So is there anything else that anybody would love before we call it finished to tonight? Until Sunday night when I see you again, same bat time, same bat channel?
Lisa says that she loves laughing with you, and thank you.
Awesome! I love to laugh. You know, Katie and I'm really blessed. I'm going to show you Katie because she's just so beautiful. I'm going to show you Katie because she's right here. Can you see her? There she is! Everybody say hi, Katie! Everybody say hi. So Katie and I have been brainstorming. We have been brainstorming a whole bunch of ideas for videos and stuff like that, and we've got a big surprise for you. See, Katie lives in Dallas, and so once a month, Katie comes out here to join me so we can make all kinds of craziness and all kinds of excitement and all kinds of videos and all kinds of programs that we're developing. She helps me make all this. She is she's everything. She's everything. I get to be the face that you get to see, and she's everything. And so we've got some great things that are going to be coming piecemealing out for you over the next few months. And we are always out here with a Facebook Live. Now, I will do my best. I will make a commitment. I asked you guys to make a commitment. I will make a commitment to doing these at 8 o'clock in the evening on Eastern time. And they'll last anywhere from 30 seconds to 20 minutes or whatever it is. And for these live facilitations, they go for an hour. And if there are still questions and I don't have another commitment that night, they'll go as long as people have questions. So this is our contribution. My contribution to you, your contribution to yourself, your contribution to the world at large, because, hey, how does it get any better than that? And please, if you haven't already, like my page, Lisa Grundon, Make a Difference. And Katie, the amazing Katie, do you know that there is a Make a Difference National Day? Oh my God, how does it get any better than that? It's so cool. So we have some things to post out for you that we will be posting out for you. And until Sunday night, or I'll be out here tomorrow night, I'm out here every night with a Facebook Live. And if you have anything that you want to hear about in a Facebook Live, hey, PM me, put it out there. We will get your things answered. And so until next time, ready? Say goodbye. Bye. See you. Thank you for joining. Mwah. You're beautiful.